The last Phil Niekro baseball card where he didn't look like your grandfather. If your first exposure to Phil Niekro came through his baseball cards in the 1980s, then you probably think of him as an old man. Heck, you may have even thought upon laying your eyes on his cardboard that the card companies had taken to making pasteboards of pitching coaches. Look at Niekro's 1987 Topps card. If this is not a coach card, then maybe this is the senior league issue. Maybe Major League Baseball finally got tired of the Cleveland Indians losing ways back then and traded them to the Senior Baseball League. Maybe, except the seniors didn't start playing until 1989. Truth be told, even if you knew of Niekro early in his career, you probably still thought of him as an old man when he was throwing his knuckler off Major League mounds during his 24-year run that netted 318 victories and a plaque in Cooperstown. Because for as long as most collectors can remember, Niekro was old-looking on his baseball cards. But it wasn't always that way. Niekro signed as an amateur free agent with the Milwaukee Brewers way back in 1958 when he was just 19 years old. And although it took him 6 years to make it to the majors and another 3 to really stick, Niekro looked fit, vital, and more or less young when his cards started rolling off the Topps presses. Here, take a look at his 1967 Topps card, which ostensibly shows him as he looked in 1966 at his age 27 season. Not a kid, but definitely not a geezer. So if Niekro was not born an old man, exactly when did the transformation happen? When did Phil Niekro stop looking like a veteran Major League Baseball pitcher and start looking like a grandfather, tossing wiffle balls to his grandkids in the backyard? It all depends on what your version of a grandfather is, of course, but we can step through the cardboard ages to make a pretty decent determination. Now, we know that Niekro was youngish on his 1967 card and really old on his 1987 Topps card, so let's use the bisection method to figure this out, starting with his 1977 Topps card. This is a tough call. Niekro's body looks fairly fit here, but his face is much older. I've definitely known grandfathers who look this old or younger. At the very least, Niekro is a dad of high schoolers or your friendly Uncle Phil in this shot. And since Topps was known to reach into the past for their pictures of the old days, it's hard to tell when the photo was really snapped. We need to go back and see what Niekro was up to just a bit earlier. Using the bisection again, we find this 1972 gem. Pretty much prime time and not grandfatherly at all. How about 1974? To my eyes, this is dad, not granddad. And he pretty much looks the same in 1975 and 1976. So, how about we go the other way? Halfway between 1977 and 1987 is 1982. Here's what Niekro's Topps, Fleer, and Donruss cards look like from that year. Niekro is old here. Not ancient, maybe, but old. Heck, he can't even get out of the dugout on his Donruss card, and I've known plenty of grandfathers who look better than Phil in these shots. So, consider the shark jumped by 1982. How about 1980? I think this is a really gray area, hardy har har. I mean, Niekro is pitching off a major league mound, and the picture is far enough away and grainy enough that you really can't see any wrinkles. But he looks pretty stiff, and his body looks avuncular at least. In my eyes, this is grandfatherly. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here, though, but not on the strength of his 1980 Topps card alone. And not because of his 1981 Topps or 1981 Donruss either. No, the saving grace for Niekro in the early 1980s was his 1981 Fleer card. Now, Niekro doesn't look young here exactly. You can tell he's had plenty of miles on his chassis. And it's really not a very good photo. Still, his eyes are bright and his skin is tanned and mostly taut, and his hair is bushy in an incredible Hulk sort of way, and at least it passes for blonde. And that gold chain around his neck doesn't look completely out of place. If not for the pitcher designation on the card, Niekro might well be a coach, but might be an active player too, maybe. Once again, it's a gray area. But Phil Niekro does not look like a grandfather in his 1981 Fleer baseball card, and I think this might be the last one. WaxPackGods.com